A normal day of October 2019. Catalina, Daniel, Thomas, and myself, Chad Foxman, had a coffee at EA Fit University in the late afternoon. Thomas is an engineer that travels all over the world practicing water sports in remote locations. One day in Bali, he was surfing and found plastic water bottles 2 kilometers out in the ocean. On that day, he realized he wanted to do something to help the planet. Catalina is a social communicator and journalist interested in giving back to the planet. Daniel has worked in international business sales and travels all over Latin America and the Caribbean seeking new business opportunities. The water industry's expected sales gave him a hint to help the environment with a sustainable business idea. And I, myself, Chad Foxman, has a background in finance and likes to help people save money. With this project, I'm seeking to make water well reachable for everybody. As I was saying earlier, it was a normal day in Medellin, 25 degrees, a lot of sun, and some friends having coffee over everyday conversation. At this moment, Thomas and Daniel were exchanging information about Bali in Indonesia. Actually, Daniel, who was planning to travel there by the end of the year, asked for some tips because Thomas was living there for a couple of months. As the discussion was going on, Thomas came with a pretty sad story. He told us about the beauty of the island and the several possibilities to surf in amazing spots. One day, he and his friends decided to escape the famous and crowded spots of the south of the island and surf at a place called Airport Reef. This place was really exclusive because you have to drive 1 hour to get to the beach and then find a fisherman that accepts to take you on his boat and drop you off at the location, which is more than 2 kilometers out in the ocean. Therefore, they finally arrived at the empty spot, jumped in the water, and had a feeling of freedom. They could hear the birds flying, the sound of the waves, and connect with nature. Very excited, they started paddling towards the impact zone. And that was a bumpy return to reality. Every time they paddled, they could touch a plastic bottle or a plastic bag. It is especially at this moment that Thomas realized the impact of the humans on this planet, even on these very lost places. He realized that he had to do something good for the planet and find a way to stop the plastic water bottle disaster on this earth. Me, Catalina, and Daniel were really affected by this story. And even more, we could also identify ourselves with these stories involving plastic bottles. We talked during a long time and came to the conclusion that at this very moment in our lives, we all had a dream to find an alternative to plastic bottles. And this was the right moment for us to gather as a team and do it. To start with, it is good for you to know that the global bottled water consumption is about 400 billion liters per year, or the equivalent of 1 million bottles per minute. This industry generates 1.5 million tons of plastic every year. And also, the global bottled water market is expected to reach 320 billion US dollars by 2020. We all know that plastic is a big issue in the world, and we have to find solutions to reduce plastic's impact. The opportunity is that customers' minds are changing. They are acting more and more in a sustainable way. Moreover, the ecological footprint is also an issue for the governments, and they all try to reduce this. Therefore, our product could have the support of the government, which is very important and can be very, very helpful. Now let's talk about the problem first. We decided to do some calculations to know the share of the plastic in the price of the water bottle. We gathered some information like sales price, cost of production, margin, price of the raw materials, etc. We finally estimated that the plastic bottle represents 80 to 90% of the price of bottled water. The problem is that some parts of the world, it is not possible to drink tap water. Therefore, in these regions, people face an issue and have to get drinkable water from somewhere else. In these cases, there are two solutions. Boil the water. This is the cheapest and easiest method used by communities or inhabitants in undeveloped or developing countries. Or buy bottled water. This method is commonly used by inhabitants of developing or developed countries as well as tourists in all parts of the world. The problem is that bottled water is expensive and threatening the environment. The problem may be identified is that you pay for something that you do not need. When you buy a bottle of water, you're just paying not for the water, but more for the plastic. There is an opportunity that we can make people pay only for what they really need, and that is the water itself. With our solution, we are satisfying the following customers' needs: allowing the customers to act in a sustainable way and reduce their impact on the environment, giving the opportunity to have access to cheaper water than before, and facilitate the access of quality water. The solution would be to build water fountains in strategic places in cities, for example, in malls, public parks, commercial streets, next to football or basketball fields. The people would have an account and pay only for the amount of water they actually consume. Inside of our group, we did a survey that we spread all around us to our classmates, co-workers, friends, sports players, travelers, etc. Moreover, a market testing has been made for us at University EA Fit with the water fountains. Each water fountain already saved more than 150,000 plastic bottles. Students are using it. They are getting used to it. We should try to find a way they use it, and this is the key. Moreover, there are the main reasons why people buy bottled water. Bottled water is convenient to carry and drink on the go. Prefer the taste of bottled water. They don't like the taste of tap water due to chlorine and other content. Concerns about the quality of tap water. Healthier than carbonated soft drinks and other beverages that consumers were drinking before. The availability of different flavors and types of flavored water is also possible. The market will be basically all of the people that already bought water bottle on this earth. We will first focus on some small markets. For example, gymnasiums, public parks, or universities in the city where tap water is not drinkable. This distribution channel will be a direct selling from fixed locations. The use of internet will contribute to this direct selling with the creation of an application for smartphones, for example. The biggest competitors against our products will be water companies that are producing bottled water. Some of them also produce the plastic packages. Our key partners will also be the water companies because we will buy the water directly from them. We will also have to be very careful because these companies may increase the prices they sell us the water to protect the bottled water market. This is why in the future it would be great to develop our own brand of water and be completely independent. We have to keep in mind that the bottled water market is expecting to reach 320 billion US dollars by 2020. Companies that would like to have publicity on the fountains will become partners on the future phase of our business. We will create campaigns or collaborations with partner companies and artists that will spread the message of the environmental impact of our own bottled water instead of buying the bottle of water. The message will be placed on the fountains and then communicated through social media. The plan would be to have some investors, fundings, or being supported by business angel investors. The goal would be to first attack a small market and then expand globally, as mentioned before. The customer would have to pay the amount of the water that he consumes related to the account or the application. The average price of a 1.5 liter bottle of water is globally $1.11 USD. The goal would be to enable the consumer to reduce this price by 70 to 80%. Now, our survey showed that the percentage of the customers said that they would like to pay between 10 cents and $2 to fill their bottle of water from the fountain. The diversity of our team will be our power for this project. We will be really concerned and passionate about the topic. We know why we want to do it. Achieve this goal would make us very happy and feeling very self-actualization. The fact of having 4 people from different countries and backgrounds gives us the opportunity to help the businesses from diverse prospects and add ideas that can be implemented during each phase of the business.